Navajo Bird, a three-quarter brother to Dancing Brave, the best colt of his year in Europe. They're racing at the first attempt, and Storm Warrior near the outside was the first to fly the coop, but it wasn't long after that Narone took over, and after running down about 200 metres, and Narone was the pilot, he was breezing along on the steel to lead 2.5 lengths in advance of Storm Warrior, and inside the 800, and positions haven't altered to any extent at all. It was Narone travelling rather generously, and he was travelling nicely, about a length and 3 parts in advance of Storm Warrior. And as they came down the side of the track, about 600 metres left to run, and Narone was still the pilot. He was controlling the traffic, but by the same token, there's not a great deal behind him. And as they came along to make their way around the turn for home, and Narone is the leader. He's gone for the cane on Narone. He hasn't shifted yet on Storm Warrior. Now he pulls out the whip, and it's not to keep the flies out of his eyes, because inside the 100 metres, and Storm Warrior and Narone, but Narone is starting to do better, and pricking his ears, and Narone has won it well. Narone was first and Storm Warrior second. Well, he was basically never in any great danger. He responded very quickly once Malian pulled the whip on him, and Narone has come on and scored well. Now we're just waiting on the judges' placings. Ready for the second on the card. And they're racing this time, and from the fence, Ideal Crystal the best to begin, and has bounced out in advance of moving up quickly as Caitlin Gray, and Tuscany Red is over near the outside. Sovereign Amigo was 1.5 lengths for the back and 3 parts of a length to Lucanite. As they settled fully into stride and made their way down past the 800, and Caitlin Gray has got to the front. Caitlin Gray was leading up Tuscany Red by a 1/2 length, 2.5 to 3 lengths further back then. Would have been Ideal Crystal, 1.25 lengths further back is Sovereign Amigo, and Lucanite was last of all. Caitlin Gray was travelling nicely coming to the corner. Out 1.5 lengths in advance of Tuscany Red. Back in third place is Ideal Crystal, and the winners in that division as they came to the 200. He's forced to go for the whip now on Caitlin Gray. Ideal Crystal is rocketing down the outside at 100 miles an hour. Ideal Crystal after Caitlin Gray. The Greys battle it out, and Ideal Crystal on the outside may have won by a 1/2 head. Caitlin Gray on the fence, being followed by Lucanite. A gap for the back behind them, Sovereign Amigo, and Tuscany Red was last to greet the judge on the event. Wait for judges' official placings after the running of the second race on the program, the XL Short Maiden Handicap, and I would imagine that this would be every reason for the judge to call for the photo. Stand by. Woods was first. Racing this time, and Larko's Way near the fence was the first to fly the coop, and bounced out in advance of Riotville, and Micabella's travelling quickly. Kalula Blue over near the outside, and going up very quickly too is Ericon. As they run along towards the judge's box the first time, and Larko's Way on the fence carrying the colours, made famous by Spearfelt when he won the Melbourne Cup in 1927, was bowling along in front with an advantage of 1.5 lengths over Ericon. 1.25 lengths further back behind them, Riotville. About 4 lengths further back then would have been Kalula Blue with Silken Bow going up on the inside. Micabella was 2 lengths further away. 1.5 lengths further back as Palisari, being followed by Vespa Magic. And last of all is Ator. Larko's Way in front, 900 metres left to run. And he was laying down the gauntlet. In second place, travelling rather nicely as Ericon. 1 length further back behind them, Riotville, and 3 parts of a length further back is Silken Bow going up quickly. 1 length away then is Micabella, and on the fence is Palisari. Kalula Blue is over near the outside of Tor, and Vespa Magic was last of all as they make the run along down towards the 500, and on the fence the leader was Larko's Way, but being tackled immediately afterwards by Micabella, and over on the outside Riotville is coming forward quickly, and Silken Bow as they came along to make their way around the turn for home. and Rydeville on the fence as the leader. Palisari getting through in the centre, Silk and Bow. Micabella being followed by Larco's Way, halfway down the straight, and Palisari's got to the front. 50 or 60 metres left to run, and being punched out. Palisari has beaten Micabella. Maybe your Silk and Bow third, Rydeville at tour. A gap for the back, Kalula Blue. A gap for the back behind that one, Larco's Way. A fair way back was Vesper Magic, and last the great the judge of the event was undoubtedly Ericon. Wait for judges' official placings, but there is no element of doubt about the money. What was the time down there, David, please? And they're racing, and Tornate's Pride near the fence from Corone with the two best to begin. Galactic Garrison got away well. Questland was dropping out early, and Star Beholder's going very fast, being followed by Fair Game. In the run up the straight, the first time coming to the judge's box, and Star Behold on the fence is leading. A Fair Game on the outside by about a head. Back in third place is Tornate's Pride travelling well. At the head of the others, Corone being followed by Galactic Garrison. A gap of 3 parts of a length for the back as our reward, and Questland is that far behind them. I think he's lost the map as they make their way along past the 1,000 and getting to the front now with Star Behold, a length and a half. Fair Game 2.5 lengths for the back. Corone being followed then by Tornate's Pride on the fence, and over to the outside Galactic Garrison. Our reward was next, and a bad last is the steeplechaser, a Questland, running in 700 metres left to run, and Star Behold was laying them down and picking them up rather well. 3 parts of a length. Fair Game 2.5 lengths for the back. Corone a length and a half. Tornate's Pride back and behind them then would have been Galactic Garrison, a long way back as our award, and Questland on the side of the track, and this one Star Beholder shaking them off, and it's going to lead about 2.5 lengths coming towards the corner. Corone is the immediate danger. Fair Game's had enough, and Galactic Garrison is finishing fairly well, and Tornate's Pride behind them, but into the stretch and coming down inside the 200, and she's gone for the cane on Star Behold on the outside. Caroma's finishing well. Now he ducks towards the fence, but Star Beholder's doing enough, and Star Beholder's won it well. Star Behold was first. Second would have been Corone. In third place then was Galactic Garrison, being followed by Tornate's Pride, Fair Game and Questland, and last the great the judge on the event would have been our award. Wait for judges' official placings, but there is no element of doubt about the winner. Only waiting on no Jandaroo, half in. Now it's in. All ready to jump. Stand by for them. Our racing this time, and Famous Dancer a little slow to begin, and Runny Rose and Militia the two best served, but look at the other one, Famous Dancer, galloping around them like a scalded cat and slipping to the lead soon after. Unsettling down, and Famous Dancer just the leader. On the outside is Runny Rose, and in the centre travelling well Militia. A length and a half for the back as Decoit being followed by Builder at Work. A neck for the back would have been Jandaroo, and Cardinal last of all. A Famous Dancer was controlling the traffic as they went towards the 500 and came out a length and a half in advance of Militia. Ruddy Rose was a neck for the back, Decoit a length and a half for the back, then Jandaroo being followed by Builder at Work and Cardinal. Around the turn for whom they thunder, 2.25 left to run, and Famous Dancer leader, Ruddy Rose on the outside, and Builder at Work and coming home fairly well would have been Decoit, but Famous Dancer in front, and Famous Dancer beat Decoit. In third place would have been Ruddy Rose, being followed then by Jandaroo. On the fence then would have been Builder at Work, being followed by Cardinal, and one of the last to greet the judge on the event would have been Militia. But you'll find Famous Dancer been a big run, because it dwelt at the start, had to be hustled along to take a prominent berth, but it looked the one to beat about 500 left to run when it shook off the other pair, came around the corner a length and a half in front and responded and has won nicely. What? All in. Racing this time, and Merry Maker got away fairly well. Teen Wolf didn't jump that well, and Pyros is not going all that quickly behind them. And Emerson Lane crossed the field on settling down and is going to lead. As they made their way along past the 800 the first time, and Emerson Lane was the leader. In second place is Pink Bouquet, being followed then by Rystart at the head of the others. Going around the outside quickly now is Dr. Spot. Now Dr. Spot is taken over by the 600 the first time, and he was allowed to breeze along on the steel with his mouth wide open like a codfish calling for its young. About 2.5 lengths in advance of Pink Bouquet. Third on the fence is Emerson Lane Concept at the head of the others, being followed by Rystart. Well off the track at this stage of the trip is Pyros, and then came Teen Wolf, being followed by Merry Maker, and Surprise Surprise. As they came along to make their way down the straight the first time, and over near the outside, Pink Bouquet is pulling double, and he was leading a length and a half in advance of Dr. Spot. Concept was next, and on the fences Emerson Lane on the outside, Pyros, and going up quickly is Rystart. A length and a half further back, Merry Maker, being followed by Teen Wolf, and last of all, Surprise Surprise. 1,200 metres left to run, and Pink Bouquet has clapped on the pace, and he shot away about 3.5 lengths in advance of Rystart. 2.5 lengths further back then would have been kept Dr. Spot on the fence, and on the outside of him is Concept with a length and a quarter further back then is Emerson Lane, being followed by Pyros. Teen Wolf is coming forward, Surprise Surprise, and Merry Maker running along. 800 metres left to run, and Rystart was laying down the gauntlet to Pink Bouquet. Only 3 parts of a length between them. 3 parts of a length further back to Emerson Lane, being ridden a treat by Douglas. On the outside is Concept coming forward quickly. Dr. Spot, then Surprise Surprise, being followed by Pyros going up quickly, Teen Wolf, and last of all is Merry Maker. As they came along towards the 400, that will bring them to the corner, and now the immediate danger would have been Concept going out after the other one, a Pink Bouquet, and as they came to make their way around the turn for home, and Concept got to the front, but now Emerson Lane gets the saloon passage on the fence and shoots to the lead. Halfway down the straight, Emerson Lane in front, Pyros on the outside at 100 miles an hour is cutting him down, and Pyros is going to win it well. Emerson Lane second, Concept third, Surprise Surprise. Then Teen Wolf being followed by the stable mates Merry Maker and Rystart. A gap further back to Pink Bouquet, who weakened, and last to greet the judge on the event was Dr. Spot. A tip-top ride by Melian. Had the last crack at them and came right over the top of the other one, Emerson Lane, and has won it very well. Wait for judges.